organization in the Valley is making what could be a difficult decision a little bit easier by holding an event next weekend to raise awareness on this powerful issue.
Joining us now is Stephanie Grant, the Executive Director for the adoption agency Infant of Prague, to tell us about the Up Close and Personal with Catelynn and Tyler event. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, for our viewers that may not have heard about Infant of Prague, why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely. We are a full-service nonprofit adoption agency that's been in the Valley, been in Fresno for 60 years. And 30 years of the 60, we've been practicing open adoption.
Tell us what open adoption is.
Open adoption is when birth parents that are facing an unintended pregnancy that want to make a plan of adoption, they actually choose the adoptive family that's going to parent their child, and they actually keep the connection. Adoption has changed so much over the last many years, and it's not like it used to be where a birth parent never knew what happened to their child. Well, in this situation, they actually keep that relationship, they keep that connection. And for the child, they know about their history. They have a connection to their biological, genetic, you know.
Are more and more people doing this type of an adoption?
Absolutely. It's much more strength-based with, you know, their, and really to, you know, for people that are facing an unintended pregnancy and just don't feel ready, or for whatever the situation is to parent, it's a very loving, courageous, selfless choice. They want their child to have what they're not able to provide at that moment. And so we're really working to change the perceptions and the biases around making a plan of adoption. It's not give up, give away, put up for adoption. It's make a plan for your child.
Tell us about this event that's coming up.
Absolutely. Catelynn and Tyler are MTV sweethearts. They started on 16 and Pregnant, and then they were followed on Teen Mom. And so they have quite a following, and they made a voluntary adoption plan, and they've continued the relationship with their child, with their daughter. And so it's really, I mean, really they exemplify what we do each and every day at Infant of Prague. And so we're really excited to bring them to the Satellite Student Union at Fresno State to really tell their story and to also really show that, you know, this type of situation, this story happens right here in the Valley every day, and so it's an important message.
Well, it's a great event that you have coming up. So who do you expect to come to this? Who would you invite?
You know what, really, we're targeting high school students and college students, but really anyone and everyone, because we all know individuals that are facing an unplanned pregnancy, and what we find so often is when people don't have the information, they're not able to support their friend, their relative, their sister, their brother, you know, their family's decision in making a voluntary plan. It's a very courageous, loving choice. And so often the biases around that decision we see with the birth parents that we work with each and every day. They need that support. And Catelynn and Tyler on the show did not get that support from their family. And so I think it's really important for people to be educated.
What about people who are looking to adopt?
Absolutely. We have a great program for those looking to adopt, and really there's a lot of myths out there too as far as domestic infant adoption. The wait is not that long. You know, people have heard in the past you have to adopt overseas or you know, other ways because it's just years and years, and that's simply not the truth. And so we work with a lot of families that build their family through adoption, and it's a beautiful thing.
When a child is adopted through Infant of Prague, is there a period of time where the birth parent is allowed and legally allowed to change their mind and take the child back?
You know what, with working with an agency like ours, there's a 48-hour window. So we wouldn't even go down that road with the birth mom unless we're really sure that she wants to make that plan. But once she signs the relinquishment, it's just a 48-hour window. So we don't connect a birth mom with an adoptive family unless we're really certain. And we provide comprehensive counseling to birth parents. And really 50% of the birth parents we work with that are facing an unintended pregnancy choose to parent. So with our agency, it's not always just about adoption as well. We walk alongside birth parents that choose to, parent, connect them to resources. We really provide a lot of crisis pregnancy counseling.
Oh, so maybe if someone's having, originally it's an unintended pregnancy, they come to you thinking, I might want to adopt, but they may not.
Right, and that's okay. We really just, our social workers are so equipped to just walk alongside them in crisis and help them make the best, most informed choice they can. So by the time they get to that point of making an adoption plan, we've worked with them and we're really certain this is what they want to do before we ever connect to an adoptive family. And then when they do sign a relinquishment, there's only a 48-hour window.
Gotcha.
But what we practice is open adoption, so they keep that connection.
So you go down the road, 15 years down the road, it's still the same setup.
Right, absolutely.
And in following, I'm sure you follow these. And do you ever come across a situation where the child may want to say, you know, I want to go back to my mother and father?
You know what, no, that really doesn't happen, but you know, for children that grow up, they know their story, they have a connection with their birth family.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not like it used to be where an adoptee maybe at, 20, 30 says, what is my story? I want the reunion and, I want to search. Because it's part of who they are. They don't have that question ever of where did I come from?
Right.
Why did my birth parent make this choice? They know it right from the beginning. It's very, the way it's presented to the child is very strength-based. Your birth parent cared so much. She or he wanted you to have what they couldn't provide. And it's not a question. It's not a big question mark in there.
Or a big secret.
Right, the secret. The shame, with secrets there's shame. It's not presented like that.
Okay. Stephanie, thank you very much.
Thank you for having
this
me.
great opportunity. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
So if you'd like more information on the Infant of Prague, including this up close and personal with Catelynn and Tyler event, log on to kmph.com and click news links. It's 8:46. We have your exclusive 10-day forecast coming.